Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Excuses will lie to your face, hug you like comfort, and steal everything you ever dreamed of. They don't scream, they whisper. They don't push, they cradle. Excuses are soft killers. They don't stab you in the chest. They kiss you on the cheek while they rob your future blind. You want to build the life you keep imagining in your mind, the one where you wake up with peace, go to sleep with purpose, and walk through your days with power. Then listen to me carefully. The very first brick in that life is not money. It's not connections. It's not even talent. It's the death of every excuse you've ever told yourself. I'm too old. I'm too young. It's not the right time. I don't have the degree. I wasn't born with it. I don't know where to start. You think these are reasons, but they're nothing but decorated lies we tell ourselves to avoid pain, rejection, discipline, and accountability. But if you're going to do anything in this life, if you're going to break through to the next level, you're going to have to get real, brutally real. Let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at someone else and thought, man, I could have done that if I had the chance? You had the chance. You just didn't kill the excuse. In how many mornings did you press snooze on your dream? Just 5 more minutes at a time until 5 minutes became 5 years. How many times did you say, I'll start next week? How many Mondays did you promise yourself would be different, only to quit by Wednesday? Let me tell you why this matters. Because every excuse is a small death. A small erosion of the life you could have lived, a small betrayal of the greatness inside you. The problem isn't your background. It isn't your job. It isn't your parents. The problem is the story you keep repeating in your head, the one that says you're not ready, not enough, not worthy. You are. But you'll never see it until you make a decision that from this moment forward, you will no longer negotiate with your limitations. You will kill the excuses. Now, I know some of you have been through hell, trauma, abuse, poverty, betrayal. Let me be clear. I'm not here to minimize your pain. I'm here to tell you that your pain does not get to be your permission slip to stay small. Your scars are not your excuses. They are your testimony. If you're still breathing, you're still becoming. You have to make a choice right here, right now. Are you going to spend the rest of your life collecting excuses, or are you going to stand up, face the mirror, and declare that your future is no longer up for debate? You're not owed a better life. You build one. You're not handed greatness, you grind for it. People keep saying, I'm waiting for motivation. No, you're not. You're waiting for permission. Permission to be bold. Permission to stand out. Permission to succeed. Let me free you today. You already have permission. What you need now is execution. See, motivation is like fire. It burns bright and fades fast. But discipline, that's the wood you throw on the fire every single day. That's what keeps you warm when the feelings disappear. That's what builds legacies. Excuses are what we build when we don't feel like building discipline. But the funny thing is, they both take energy. You can waste your energy feeding your excuses, or you can use that same energy to break the chains and build the life you deserve. It's time to stop saying, I'm tired. You're tired because you're stuck in a cycle that's draining your purpose. You think staying safe is keeping you comfortable. It's not. It's killing you slowly. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. You want to grow? Get uncomfortable. Wake up earlier than your excuses. Show up when your feelings don't. Post the content. Start the business. Go to the gym. Apply for the job. Call the mentor. Speak your dream aloud. Break the silence of your own mediocrity. Nobody's coming to save you. And that's the best news you'll ever hear, because that means you are the rescue mission. You are the hero you've been waiting for. You are the architect of your life. But architects don't build dreams on rotten foundations. So today we bulldoze every excuse. I don't know how becomes I'll figure it out. I failed before becomes I'm wiser now. No one believes in me becomes God gave me a vision. That's enough. Stop playing big so people behind you feel permission to rise. Let me tell you the truth. Success is not complicated. It's consistent. It's boring. It's quiet. It's doing what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in is gone. It's showing up when nobody's clapping, nobody's watching, and nobody's handing out awards. You want to build a powerful life? Then stop chasing applause and start chasing alignment. Get aligned with your purpose, your gifts, your goals, and cut off anything that doesn't feed that alignment. That includes toxic friends, that includes wasted time, that includes your own laziness disguised as self-care. Rest is important, yes, but rest is earned through work, not avoidance. When you kill your excuses, you begin to see what's possible. And what's possible is more than you've dared to believe. Your dream is not dead, it's buried under all the excuses you've been feeding. Start starving your excuses and feeding your vision. Let me tell you something else. You don't need everybody to understand your journey. You don't need everyone's validation. The path to greatness is narrow for a reason. It's meant for the few, not the many. If you've been rejected, betrayed, left out, congratulations. That's a sign you're meant to walk a path. Not everyone can travel. Now walk it. No more asking for directions from people who've never been where you're going. You want to be free? Stop asking people who are still in cages. And while we're at it, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for every excuse you've made before today, because now you know better. And when you know better, you do better. Shame will try to keep you in the same loop, but growth breaks the loop. You're not here to repeat the past. You're here to rewrite it. And when you start building, you'll start bleeding, because growth is painful. Discipline is uncomfortable. Letting go of excuses is like detoxing from poison. You got used to drinking, but you'll survive the pain of growth. What you won't survive is the slow death of regret. So let me ask you again, are you going to live your life building the excuses that hold you back, or the future that pulls you forward? Because you can't do both. You want to be successful, kill the excuse. You want a great relationship, kill the excuse. You want financial freedom, kill the excuse. You want peace, purpose, passion, kill the excuse. Stop asking, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I win? What if I finally become who I was meant to be? Because deep down, you already know you weren't born to blend in. You were born to break out. You weren't made for average. You were made for abundance. So stop sitting on the sidelines of your own destiny. Put on your shoes, tie up your faith, step out on the field, and build the life brick by brick, day by day, until the excuses don't even recognize you anymore, until the people who used to doubt you are sitting in rooms saying, I always knew they had it. And even then, don't stop, because this is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were right to believe. You were right to dream, right to dare, right to build. Excuses are loud at the beginning, but when your results start speaking for you, they get real quiet. So let your results do the talking. Let your transformation be your rebuttal. Let your life become a monument to what happens when someone decides that excuses are no longer welcome. Burn the bridges to your old story. Light the path to your new one. Because on the other side of every excuse you kill is a life you've never lived, but one you've always deserved. Ladies and gentlemen, kill the excuses, build a life, and don't you ever look back. Don't just chase success. Create structure. Build systems so strong that success becomes a side effect. Because hoping will never outperform habits. Inspiration fades, but infrastructure endures. If you want to build a legendary life, you better have legendary consistency. People love to fantasize about the finish line, but they forget that greatness is built in the laps no one's cheering for. Real champions aren't made under spotlights. They're forged in silence, in the grind, in the hours when nobody's watching and every voice in their head says, give up. But they don't, because they know something you need to know. That pressure creates diamonds, and resistance is the gym where your destiny builds muscle. Every time life pushed back, it was training you. But you can't collect the rewards of that training while still clinging to victimhood. It's time to upgrade your identity. You can't walk into your future with the vocabulary of your past. Words shape worlds, so be mindful of what you declare. Every time you say, I can't, you're signing a contract with failure. Every time you say, I'm trying, you're giving yourself an exit. No more trying, just doing, just becoming. Success doesn't come to the most qualified, it comes to the most committed. You can learn the skill, you can gain the knowledge, but you cannot buy hunger. That fire, it has to be yours. Nobody else can give it to you, and nobody can fake it for long. You either want this or you don't. And wanting it means being willing to be misunderstood, overlooked, laughed at, doubted, and still show up like your future depends on it. Because it does. The future you want is watching who you are today. It's not waiting for a better season. It's waiting for a better version of you, the one who doesn't flinch at challenge, the one who gets back up bloody but unbothered, the one who moves even when fear screams louder than faith. Fear won't disappear, but faith can stand taller. And let me tell you, the most dangerous lie you'll ever believe is, I have time. You don't. You have now. You have this moment. You have this breath. And whatever you do with it is either building or breaking your tomorrow. Time isn't infinite. Opportunities aren't on a loop. The window closes. So while you're waiting for the right vibe, life is moving. Some doors don't stay open forever. Some ideas have expiration dates. Some seasons don't come back. Stop wasting time trying to get everyone on board. The life you're building is not a group project. The vision was shown to you, not them. They don't have to see it. They don't have to clap. They don't have to co-sign your assignment. Obedience to your calling is not a democracy. The real question is, can you stay loyal to your purpose when it's painful? Can you keep building when the storm hits? Can you hold the blueprint when the winds of doubt try to rip it from your hands? Because that's when it counts, not when it's easy, when it's excruciating. Growth is not cute, it's messy, it requires confrontation. You'll have to look your laziness in the eye and say, you don't get to drive anymore. You'll have to face your fear and say, I hear you, but I'm not listening. You'll have to kill the version of you that was built by excuses so the version built by execution can rise. You'll feel it, the tension between who you were and who you're becoming. That's the birth pain of elevation. You'll feel the friendships drift, the late night stack, the loneliness creep in. But let me tell you something. Purpose is often a solitary path before it becomes a celebrated one. Not everyone will understand your grind. Not everyone was built to carry the weight of your vision. And that's okay. Stop explaining the mountain to people who never intended to climb. You are responsible for one thing: showing up with integrity, showing up with fire, showing up even when your hands shake and your voice trembles. Because every time you show up, you cast a vote for your future. Every action is a ballot. Every decision is a declaration. You either vote for stagnation or transformation. And here's the reality. Everything you want has a cost. Peace costs boundaries. Success costs sacrifice. Growth costs comfort. But excuses cost everything. They cost time you'll never get back. They cost dreams that decay in silence. They cost relationships poisoned by procrastination and apathy. So which bill are you willing to pay? Because the invoice for excuses is always more expensive in the end. But the cost of effort that pays you back with compound interest, in confidence, in calorie, in character. This is not about motivation anymore. It's about metamorphosis. You don't need more hype. You need a shift. You need to get so tired of your own limitations that you never let them speak again. You need to get so clear on your why that no how can shake you. You need to get so obsessed with your goals that people start calling you delusional, and then watch those same people ask for advice 5 years later. You want legacy? Kill the delay. You want impact? Kill the indecision. You want peace? Kill the chaos you've normalized. No more waiting for signs in the sky. You are the sign. You are the storm. You are the storm. You are the answer to prayers you didn't even know were being prayed. The world doesn't need another person sleepwalking through life. It needs you fully awake, fully alive, fully engaged. And that version of you is just on the other side of that excuse you've been hugging like a safety blanket. So rip it off. Step out. Step up. You're not just building a better year. You're building a better lifetime. And brick by brick, you'll realize something powerful. That once you stop giving yourself a way out, everything starts finding its way in. The connections, the opportunities, the breakthroughs. They don't arrive to the one who's waiting. They arrive to the one who's working. So keep building. And remember, excuses die the moment you decide to live fully. There's a version of you right now that's only visible in flashes. The one you catch glimpses of in your daydreams. The one that wakes up early, walks with purpose, speaks with certainty, and walks into rooms like they belong there. You see it, and then you talk yourself out of it. Why? Because you're still making space for self-doubt, still allowing negative self-talk to decorate your mind like it pays rent. Still bowing to the lies that got passed down through trauma, failure, and false narratives. But enough of that. That version of you isn't fiction. It's waiting on commitment. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you construct. It's not gifted to the chosen. It's built by the consistent. Built by every hard decision that nobody applauds. Every early morning when bed begged you to stay. Every risk you took when logic told you no, but your purpose whispered yes. That's where confidence lives. Not in the crowd, in the crucible. You think you need more support. You don't. You need more obedience to the dream. You need more discipline when the mood vanishes. You need more tunnel vision when the noise gets loud. Because everybody's got an opinion, but none of them have to live your regrets. So what do you really want? Forget what looks good. Forget what's popular. Forget what feels safe. What is your soul pulling you toward? Because when you silence the excuses, what you'll hear underneath is the voice of truth. And that voice, the one you've buried under years of fear, it's your blueprint. Follow it. Even if it leads through storms, even if it isolates you, especially then, you'll never become unforgettable by playing it safe. You'll never build anything world-changing by mimicking people who are only surviving. Safety is seductive, but security without fulfillment is a cage. Some of you are standing in perfectly furnished prisons, jobs that pay the bills but kill your spirit, relationships that check boxes but starve your heart, routines that keep you functional but never powerful, and you wonder why you feel stuck. You weren't designed to just function. You were built to flourish. But flourishing requires risk. It means leaving behind the version of you who always needed a guarantee before moving. It means stepping into arenas where failure is possible, but so is glory. Let me tell you this, playing small never protected anybody. It only prolongs the pain. When you finally choose courage, you'll realize how much time you wasted trying to please people who weren't even paying attention. Forget applause, seek alignment. Forget likes, chase legacy. Legacy doesn't care about trending topics. Legacy is about depth, not noise. And depth is something you dig day after day when no one's watching. Excuses keep you on the surface. They say, it's not the right time, but purpose doesn't obey time. Purpose creates it. You make the time. You rearrange the schedule. You sacrifice the party, the comfort, the scrolling, the laziness, not because you hate yourself, but because you love your future more than your present indulgence. That's the shift. When your dream becomes more urgent than your excuse, momentum takes over. And with momentum comes clarity. And with clarity, direction. And once you have direction, excuses no longer matter. They're just noise at that point. Background static. Let me tell you something. Most people won't say. You will lose people when you decide to grow. Not everyone grows with you. Some will misunderstand your silence. Others will mock your boundaries. But that's not your problem. Growth is not abandonment. It's alignment. You're not walking away from them. You're walking toward who you were always meant to be. That version of you is bold. That version of you no longer chases love. They attract it. They no longer seek approval. They command respect. That version doesn't apologize for evolving. That version leads, creates, builds, inspires without begging for validation. The only permission they need is breath, and you've still got yours, so use it. Use it to speak power over your own path. Use it to rewrite the story. Use it to confront your reflection and say, we're not going back, because this time it's different. This time you're done entertaining mediocrity. The bar has been raised for how you speak, for how you move, for how you treat your body, your time, your relationships, your gifts. Because if you don't respect them, how can you expect anyone else to? The world mirrors what you project. And if you keep projecting hesitation, don't be surprised when it hands you confusion. But if you walk with certainty, even while still learning, doors start opening. Because people don't follow perfection. They follow passion. They follow conviction. They follow someone who moves like they know something most people forgot. That every single day is a blank page and you are the pen. But a pen can't write while still stuck in its cap. Remove the cap. Let the ink spill. Write it messy. Write it bold. Just start writing. Start building. Not next week. Not when the bills settle. Not when the kids are grown. Now, start with what you have. Start where you are. Start before you're ready. You've waited long enough. You've researched enough. Planned enough. Talked about it enough. The only thing left is motion. The kind that doesn't need an audience. The kind that doesn't need understanding. The kind that says, whether or not you see it yet, I've already decided. This is your year to build, your season to break patterns, your moment to plant something so deep inside you that no storm can uproot it. And if it scares you, good. Fear is just confirmation that you're no longer operating inside your limits. You're stretching, you're becoming, you're unrecognizable to your excuses. And that's how you know you're on the right track. No one remembers the one who stayed quiet. No one writes books about the ones who gave up halfway. You want a name that echoes long after you're gone? Then move like it, love like it, speak like it, work like it. Your excuses have had enough airtime. Now it's your turn. You don't need a new year to reset. You need a new decision, and not a soft one. Not the kind you whisper at midnight and forget by morning. You need a decision so sharp it cuts ties with every excuse you've ever used to stay small. You weren't born to be tolerated. You were born to be transformed, and that starts when you stop explaining your potential and start executing on it. This world doesn't reward the ones who wait for permission. It rewards the ones who decide that waiting is over. The ones who stopped asking, what if it doesn't work? And started declaring, watch me make it work. If you want a new chapter, pick up the pen and stop rehearsing the old one. Stop replaying failures like they're gospel. They were just lessons, not life sentences. Growth requires memory, not attachment. Take the lesson, leave the weight. Take the wisdom, drop the shame. You can't climb while carrying everything that broke you. Every excuse is just a comfort zone in disguise. And comfort zones are graveyards for potential. They feel warm, they feel familiar, but nothing alive grows there. You're not supposed to be the same person you were last year. You're not even supposed to be the same person you were last month. Evolution is messy, inconsistent, uncomfortable, but necessary. Your future self is waiting on you to stop making peace with procrastination. Because here's the truth, delay isn't neutral. It's destructive. It erodes confidence, one unmade decision at a time. The more you wait, the louder doubt gets. And the louder doubt gets, the more powerful your excuses become, until eventually you've built a whole personality out of avoiding your calling. But it doesn't have to stay that way. You can break the cycle, not through magic, not through some overnight revelation, but through relentless, quiet action. You don't need perfect conditions. You need powerful commitment. You need to start small, but stay consistent. You need to choose progress over perfection. You need to learn while moving, fail forward, and rise faster than your fear can pull you back. Let them laugh, let them mock, let them wonder why you're changing. One day they'll wonder how you did it. Your job isn't to be understood, it's to be unshakable. And being unshakable means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It means building momentum when no one's clapping. It means trusting the seed when there's no fruit yet. Too many people quit at the planting stage because they're obsessed with harvest. But harvest comes to the ones who watered their purpose in private. Who kept showing up after the no? Who kept going when the motivation disappeared? Who believed when logic said stop? That's what separates the talkers from the builders, the watchers from the winners. You think your problem is lack of opportunity, but more often than not, it's lack of urgency. You scroll, you binge, you distract. But at the end of the day, the work waits, and every time you avoid it, your dream loses oxygen. Stop feeding everything that's starving your destiny. Start asking harder questions. Does this habit serve where I'm going? Does this relationship align with who I'm becoming? Does this routine reflect the life I say I want? And if the answer is no, you already know what needs to be done. Comfort is currency, and you've been overspending. It's time to invest in discomfort, the good kind, the kind that makes your heart race, the kind that wakes up your spirit, the kind that forces growth so intense it scares the version of you who only knew how to survive. But this season isn't about survival. It's about expansion. It's about stepping into rooms you once disqualified yourself from. It's about showing up to conversations with your full voice. It's about becoming the kind of person you once looked up to, not through imitation, but through authenticity. Authenticity isn't saying, this is who I've always been. It's saying, this is who I'm choosing to become. And when you choose with intention, excuses lose their power, because now you're no longer reacting to life. You're building it brick by disciplined brick, decision by empowered decision. You start seeing obstacles as instruction, not interruption. You start seeing failures as data, not identity. You start realizing that the life you wanted was never locked. It just needed a builder brave enough to dig. You'll stop craving shortcuts because you understand shortcuts skip the shaping process, and nothing rushed ever holds strong under pressure. But pressure, that's where champions are forged. Don't run from it. Step into it. Breathe through it. Let it refine you. Because when you come out the other side, you won't just have results. You'll have resilience. And resilience is worth more than applause. It outlasts trends. It outlives critics. It outworks circumstances. If you want something that lasts, stop building for convenience. Build for character. Stop asking, how fast can I make it? And start asking, how solid can I make it? Fast fades, solid sustains. You need a foundation so firm that even if everything around you collapses, you still stand. That comes from facing hard truths, like the fact that most of the limitations you think are holding you back were invented by you, invented by fear, by comparison, by internalized failure, but you created them, which means you can dismantle them. You can rewrite the rule book. You can reframe your patterns. You can reclaim your fire. And when you do, when you finally get tired of your own excuses and decide that you're willing to do whatever it takes, everything begins to shift. Not overnight, not with fireworks, but with momentum, with the kind of quiet, unstoppable force that builds empires in silence and shakes the world in time. That force is already in you. You just need to activate it. Momentum doesn't announce itself. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder or send you a notification. It shows up when your feet hit the ground, when your mind silences doubt, and when your habits speak louder than your hopes. You want to win? Good. then act like it. Don't just visualize the life, materialize it. That means decisions. That means showing up when it's uncomfortable. That means choosing discipline over drama, vision over noise, and elevation over ego. You can't elevate and stay attached to the same level of thinking. At some point, the version of you that made excuses has to die for the version that makes impact to breathe. You can't carry both identities into the future. One will lead, one will sabotage, and the one you feed is the one that survives. So what are you feeding today? Because attention is fuel. You give it to fear, and fear grows. You give it to excuses, and they grow roots. But if you give it to action, even messy, imperfect action, that's where breakthrough begins. Don't wait until you're confident to move. Move until you become confident, because real confidence isn't built in the mind. It's earned through repetition, through consistency, through daily collisions with doubt, that you walk away from a little stronger, a little clearer, a little more dangerous to anything that ever tried to limit you. And while you're walking forward, remember this: growth is personal. Stop trying to synchronize your journey with people who don't carry your vision. Stop expecting family to clap for paths they were never called to. Stop holding your potential hostage, waiting for approval from crowds that are still asleep to their own greatness. You're not here to fit in. You're here to wake up. And waking up means you see things others miss, opportunities others ignore, lessons others avoid. And while they chase comfort, you're choosing purpose, not because it's easier, but because it's worth it. Because that's what this life demands of you. Worth over ease. You've already seen what average looks like. You've lived it, breathed it, got numb inside of it. Now it's time for excellence. Now it's time for that unshakable version of you to rise. The one who speaks with clarity, walks in alignment, and no longer argues for their limits. Speak less, build more, complain less, deliver more, worry less, work deeper. But it won't rise until you start demanding more of yourself. No more waiting for the calendar to give you permission. No more circling old cycles, pretending it's progress. You can change direction today. One step, one habit, one moment of truth. That's all it takes to begin again. Not tomorrow. Now, let me tell you what most people never learn. Building a powerful life is lonely, not because you don't love people, but because you've outgrown environments where mediocrity was normal. You'll lose conversations, you'll gain clarity, you'll shed distractions, you'll gain destiny. Every time you say no to something small, you say yes to something sacred. And that's how leaders are formed, not by applause, but by boundaries. You want freedom? Create structure. Freedom without focus is chaos in disguise. You think discipline restricts you, but it doesn't. Discipline releases you from the prison of wasted potential. Structure is the soil where excellence grows. Without it, you're just motivated dust blowing in 1,000 directions. So root yourself in purpose, in the uncomfortable, unglamorous habits that the world ignores while it chases attention. Let them chase. You're building. You're not performing. You're producing. And what you produce in silence will speak volumes in time. People will wonder how you did it. They'll say you got lucky, but they won't see the early mornings. They won't see the late nights. They won't see the times you cried behind the vision and still showed up. And that's okay, because this life you're building is not for applause. It's for impact. It's for peace. It's for generational shift. It's for the person you were born to be before the world tried to water you down. That person, the one you dream of, is not a fantasy. It's a version of you that only becomes real when excuses are removed from the equation. You've seen the damage excuses cause, the time they steal, the energy they drain, the relationships they poison, the dreams they bury. But now you've seen the other side, the one that's possible when you wake up, armor up, and show up fully. You're not the same anymore. You've crossed the line. The old you isn't coming back. And the new you, they don't ask, can I? They ask, how far can I go? Because they understand now that every decision is a seed. And what you plant today becomes the forest you walk through tomorrow. So plant wisely, plant boldly, plant with the understanding that you're not just building for you, you're breaking ground for everyone who comes after. Let your discipline echo into generations. Let your focus become a foundation for someone else's freedom. And if you ever doubt your progress, don't look at the results. Look at the resistance. If it's showing up, it means you're headed somewhere worth going. Comfort never pushes back. Purpose does. So when resistance comes, smile. It means you're moving. It means the old excuses are losing. It means your comfort zone is cracking and your future is flooding in. And here's the final truth. No one will build your dream for you. No one will hand you your destiny wrapped in convenience. No one will fight harder for your life than you. You are the author, the architect, the one who chooses what gets built and what gets burned. So light the match. Burn the excuses and build the life without fear, without apology, without delay. This is your chapter. Write it in bold. This is your season. Own it completely. This is your name. Etch it in legacy. Let the world remember you, not for what you said you do, but for what you actually built when every excuse said you couldn't.